Kelly Shaw, Rocky Mountain Sasquatch Organization. I'm with the team of RMSO out Bigfooting. We're in Lassen, California. We're near an area where some people had a Bigfoot sighting as they were traveling on the freeway at night to the Lassen National Forest. I'm going to pick up the camera and show you guys around this Bigfoot sighting hotspot a little bit, and I'm going to tell you the details of the report that come out of this area. This report was made by LD, reported to the BFRO. Hi, my name is LD. I am 56 years old and live in Redding, California. Last Saturday evening on January 7th, 2006, my wife and I drove from Redding to Shingletown, about 26 miles east of Redding, to see a puppy that we wanted to buy. It was a very dark night with fog-like clouds low to the ground, so I had to pay very close attention to the road. About 6 miles past Shingletown, there's a stretch of road that is straight. About 300 feet up the road from the car, I saw this thing walking across the road. It looked very tall, with big, long arms. It had a very large walking stride. It walked like it knew a car was coming, because it went up the side embankment that was about 12 to 15 feet high. The nearest road was just before the KOA campgrounds. I am just a normal man, and I know what I saw. This is not too far from Lassen Park. The follow-up investigation report was done by BFRO investigator Richard Huckelbridge. I talked with LD by phone on the evening of January 26, 2006. About his brief sighting that he had while returning from Shingletown towards Redding, California. LD has a very vivid memory of that sighting. He is a credible witness. Here are the additional details that Richard Huckelbridge gathered by the phone conversation with LD. They were about 8 minutes out of town. It was about 3,500 foot elevation on Highway 44. He said there were many pine trees on both sides of the road. He said many of the trees were at least 4 feet in diameter at their base. He first saw the figure about 300 feet ahead of him, barely illuminated by his truck headlights. It was walking across the road from south to north, and I could only see it from the left side. When I got within about 200 feet of it, my first thoughts were that I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I knew what it was, and that it had to be a Bigfoot. This creature was on 2 legs, walking like a power walker would walk, with very long stride, and with its arms making a very large arc, as a power walker would be doing, trying to make its body move faster. The hair color looked very dark, and was probably black. While this creature was in the middle of the road, it made a real quick turn to look toward my truck headlights. It looked just like the one in the Patterson film, meaning the one that the 2 cowboys filmed when they were on horseback in a riverbed. It seemed surprised, but not scared of the truck and its headlights. It looked at my truck like it was making sure that it was going to make it safely across the road. It had the biggest, thickest chest and shoulders and arms than you could imagine. It looked larger than 3 people put together. I wasn't too scared of what I had seen, but I wasn't going to stop and or get out of my truck to check out the area where it had crossed the road. I was way too busy watching and thinking to myself, am I really seeing what I'm seeing? Then it was gone before I could ask my wife about what had just taken place. I never seen any facial features or smelled anything strange. If I were in the woods hunting and seen one of these things, I could not shoot at it because of those human characteristics. There is no comparing this creature with a gorilla because they are totally different in walk and mannerisms. When I read some Bigfoot sighting reports, and there's a large grouping of them over a long period of time in the same area, I kind of take them seriously. And I go in and I search for Bigfoot. I love to take you along on my Bigfoot adventures, and I love to give you the reports on location that motivate me to come into these areas.
I'm always curious as to what brings Bigfoot into these areas. The habitat, the food, what they might be eating. You know, I read the reports and it does put a picture in your mind, but it doesn't do it justice as if I visit the location personally. So I hope you don't mind me bringing you these reports at or as close to the locations as I can physically get where they happened. This is pretty damn close to where it crossed the road near Shingletown, California, in the Lassen area. Keep on watching. We're going to keep on squatching.